Hi YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So, excitingly, I know you've seen the box of Thomas Wood, and I haven't reviewed all of it yet. But when I went to my recent trips to Toys R Us, they actually had some of the more new Thomas Wood stuff in stock, and that included engines like Ashima, but also included some of the 2-packs, which is exciting because I was really keen to pick some of these up. I wasn't going to get this one, actually, and I'll explain why in a moment, but when I saw it there on the shelf, I just couldn't help myself. Oops. So, in this review, we'll be taking a look at the Dynamite Ryan set, which, just for context, I'm going to say this right at the start of these reviews because I think it's really important, cost $27 in Australia at Toys R Us. Again, Toys R Us is an expensive store, as a lot of people would know, one of the reasons why it closed in America. But it is also the case that it's pretty much the only place you can get Thomas Wood, except for Myer, which is a department store chain in Australia as well, which is also very expensive. So there's really not a cheap place or a cheap store you can get Thomas Wood unless you buy it online. So that set in mind, just keep that in mind. This is $27 worth of Thomas & Friends goodness. So what are we waiting for? Let's do it. The thing with these 2-packs, or these packs, in the same way the aquarium cars, you don't get a picture of the engine, even though this has an engine in it. You just get a picture of what is the play features, which is again the same picture as you have on the back. So questions. Here we go. There's this again. They like using brackets. Interesting. So this is very similar to the bio that was written on the Cranky set, insofar as it doesn't actually tell you anything about the characters. It just is like, wow, kids could do some stuff with this, which to me makes no sense because it's a kid's toy. Obviously, kids are going to do stuff with it. What the heck? I don't understand. This to me, I don't see why you need to tell people that people will be creative. The point of this is so it's a creative toy. You need to be like, hey, be creative with this. It's like people have forgotten. So yeah, I think this is a bit garbage. It's not a good bio. It's definitely not bio. This is just a really weird description of the toy. And it also just calls it Troublesome Truck, even though it's very clearly Scruffy and it's literally written on the side. So I don't know if that was a last minute change. They changed it to Scruffy and it was just going to be Troublesome Truck. I don't know, but it's obviously a named character. Why would you not name the character? Weird. Alright, let's open. Alright, so here is the set out of the packaging. Obviously, you get 3 things, 2.5. You get Ryan, you get Scruffy, and you get the little exploded Dynamite cargo car. We'll put that aside for a minute. Let's take a look at Ryan. Now, the reason I didn't want to get this set is because I don't like specialized engines generally. Because I like to be able to collect the original versions, the classic versions of them first, and then if I like the classic version, I'll get the specialized version. It's just a matter of it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a Ryan in any other form except for this form, which I think, unlike the bell, which I think is I'm not going to buy the bell because I want a bell that's clean or covered in water. I think this little Spark one is okay. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too different from the normal Ryan, so I'm okay to have that in my collection. But yeah, it is a little bit disappointing that, again, you offer these characters with this kind of marking. I don't know, I don't think it adds anything to the set. I don't think you need to put the sparks on the set when it's a Dynamite car. You can just have the Dynamite car, and it doesn't ruin that. But hey, let me know your thoughts. I think specialized engines are okay if they're easy to find characters. So, for example, I like special versions of Thomas and Percy and James because they're very common. You can get them in a lot of places. But when you can only get this engine in one place and it's a specialized engine, I'm not really a big fan of that. Alright, so I've turned around enough times. Let's take a look at Ryan. Unfortunately, I think the camera, again, it doesn't like purple for some reason. These wheels are not darker than this. They're the same color as the print. They look darker, but they're actually the same color. Alright, I think Ryan's face is pretty good. I think his eyebrows are maybe a little bit too high. He's really, really, really excited. But otherwise, I think it's okay. Again, you've got the buffer beam along there like that. Coming around to the side, you've actually got a lot of detail on this guy. There's a lot of stuff printed on here. There's quite a lot of colors too, You've got the gold, the goldy yellowy color, which we saw on Rosie. Name badge, you've got white printing, black printing, and there's this little gold as well for here. Plus, you've got all the sparks, which are yellow and red. So, I actually think the printing on this is very, very nice. Again, it annoys me. The sparks are annoying because I actually think they look a bit silly. They don't really look like sparks. They kind of look like leaves or grass. Though then you can pretend he's just gone through a field. But yes, so that's a little bit annoying. Coming around to the top, again, more nice detail. The lines are a little bit wonky, but they start off straight. You get his fancy stripes and everything. Again, there's that big gap there, which I don't know why they keep doing that, but, you know, there it is. He's got the details on the roof and a little bit of coal. Yay for that. Nothing on the back as per usual. He's called Dynamite Ryan, which maybe implies we're going to get a normal Ryan later on. I hope so. What I'm really curious to see is if this is the same mold as Thomas, and I think it is. You guys might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but just looking at them like this, they look like they're the same except for the face. Yeah, I think they are. And that's a bit interesting, because obviously Ryan and Thomas, that's not the first time people have said this has happened. I think people said it was the same thing happened with Trackmaster or something, and then it turned out to be incorrect. But yeah, there we go. We've got it. These two are exactly the same. They're just painted differently, or well, printed differently. So that's interesting. Again, the interesting thing to note here is that Ryan's wood is definitely darker. Like, it's much yellower, this wood, than this wood. So there you go. All right, so that's Ryan. Not too bad looking, I don't think, and I think he works well as a Thomas Wood toy. All right, now we get to the interesting stuff. So, firstly, this cargo car. The center part is wood. The bottom plastic bit and the top plastic bit are obviously plastic. I think this is okay as a cargo car. I think it's a bit, I don't think we needed to see all the dynamite. Like, cool, but probably unnecessary, because then it could have worked with the magnetic stuff. I mean, it sounds like it's still got a magnet in it, and that would explain that flat bit along the top. Let's find out, eh? Yeah, okay, never mind. I take it all back. It does work with a magnet. Ignore everything I just said. I apologize for doing my research. All right. I think the printing on this one is cool. I think it looks less stupid that they've only printed on two sides, because you have a red plastic on the bottom and a red plastic on the top. So that is actually not too bad of a piece. And then we get to Scruffy, Dynamite Scruffy, who again has these stupid, you know, spark markings, which I think are really dumb. Curiously, he's called SC Ruffy on here, even though they called him Troublesome Truck on the box. So I think he wasn't going to be in this set, and then he kind of ended up in this set. He's all plastic. 100% plastic. There is no wood anywhere on this wagon. It's all plastic. So just, yeah, that's something. The printing on the sides is really nice. I quite like it. Again, it's a shame it's not on the back or anything inside. I'll have to show you how the play feature works in a second. Yeah, printing is nice. I just don't like that stuff there, which is cool. And then I think the face is very good. This is a good Scruffy face. Yep. Captures what it looks like. He's angry, he's cranky, he's got the tooth and the funny nose and the eyebrows. Yes, good face. All right then, to the play feature. How does it work? So pretty much you just get the wagon, or the thing, and you just push it in, clip it in like that. You can see this side section kind of pops out a little bit, and this will stay in there now. It's not going to fall out. And then when you press the button, so there you go, it explodes out. Obviously, ignoring the fact this would be incredibly dangerous, it works pretty reliably. It doesn't matter which way around you put the cargo car. Like, you can, ooh, there we go, bingo. You can put it around anyway, it doesn't matter, it'll still pop out. It pretty much just works because you have these clips here, and there's a spring part here. The clips just clip into the bottom of this, and then when you press this, the clips let go, and that spring section just goes boop, and pops him out. So look, I actually think the play feature on this one works quite well, in that it's quite secure, the cargo stays in there, it pops up like a decent way. As you can see, there you go, like it actually explodes out. It's just come at the cost of having a totally plastic wagon in Thomas Wood, which I think brings me quite well to the conclusion of this video. I think this is quite a fun set. I like Ryan. I think Ryan is a nice Thomas Wood engine. I like Scruffy. I think he's a well-detailed, pretty good-looking truck, particularly noting again that we haven't got many trucks or rolling stock from the Thomas Wood line. I don't like the spark effects because I think they look quite stupid. They look more like grass. They're unnecessary, and particularly when I don't think Scruffy probably won't be offered in any other sets, and it doesn't look like Ryan's going to be offered, at least in the near future, in any other sets. I think it's a shame they've given us ones that are decorated with such silly decorations. But to me, the biggest problem is that this is a $27 toy, and there is just not $7 worth of stuff. Like if you look at what you get for one of the tender engines, which as I talked about in previous videos, costs $24, like you're paying an extra $3 to get plastic. You know? Like, if it was the same price as a tender engine, I would be okay. I would be like, yeah, look, you know, you get a bigger thing. You get a bigger thing. There's obviously, you get the cargo as well, and you get this play feature. There you go, there it goes. So I understand why this is the same price, even though there's less wood. But again, you know, you're getting a whole block less wood, like a whole tender worth of less wood for more money, and it doesn't make sense. So I think that's the biggest problem with this set. I think as a set, it's kind of alright. It does what it needs to do. The play functions work well. It's just too expensive. It should be no more than the same price as any of the tender engines, and I actually think, again, it should be cheaper, because really, this is the expensive part of this set, and the individual engines are $15, so I think really this should be $20, because most of this is plastic, and you just get that tiny bit of wood. So yeah, I think this is dumb in terms of price, but cool in terms of a set. But let me know your thoughts. I'm keen to hear them. Alright, that's all I've got time for. Do those cool things, join YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. You guys have been really good with commenting. I really get excited. I don't reply to everyone's comments because a lot of the time you're just being like, yes, I agree with you, which, you know, obviously you know I agree with you because I just told you in my video. But I do appreciate reading them. I'm glad to see that people are enjoying these reviews, because obviously that is a good thing. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. This is XtremeTrainz.